Hi, my name is Sandy Fitzpatrick with Hissy Fitz Designs. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about fusible applique and ways to make it easy using an applique press sheet. My favorite applique press sheet is by this company, Bare Thread Designs. It has basically a Teflon coating to it so that you can iron your pieces to this applique press sheet, allow them to cool and peel them off as one unit, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to work on one of the gourds from my pattern called Gorgeous Gourds. We're going to do this little crooked gourd here, so let's get started. The product that I like to use to do the fusible is Heat and Bond Light. When you're looking for Heat and Bond, you want to make sure that you get the package that has the purple label to it and not the red label. The purple label is Heat and Bond Light. The other one is Ultra. You do not want to get the Ultra because it will gum up your needle when you try to sew through it. When you purchase one of my patterns, they're already reversed for you when they come right out of the package. A lot of my patterns are already separated into pieces like this. You can see here. This is the gourd pattern pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this pattern sheet underneath my Heat and Bond Light. The Heat and Bond Light has a kind of a bumpy plastic feel on one side and paper on the other, so you'll know which side to use. But you're going to use the paper side up, and you're going to then trace all of your pieces using a pen or a pencil. I kind of like to use a mechanical pencil because it's got a fine line to it. I'm pretty loose whenever I do my tracing. Everything doesn't have to be so exact. The first thing you want to do is lay your pattern sheet down, put your Heat and Bond Light over the top of it, and begin tracing. You always want to leave about a ½ inch between all of your pattern pieces whenever you do this tracing, so that you can roughly cut them out and leave approximately ¼ inch around all of your drawn designs whenever you're getting ready to cut them out. One of the last things you need to do is number each one of your pieces. That way you can know exactly the order that they need to go in when you're ready to press them down. Next, you're going to roughly cut them out outside of the drawn line. You do not want to cut directly on the drawn line at this point. And since you're using fusible, I don't like to have pieces overlap too many times that may be fusible on top of fusible on top of fusible. So if it's a large piece, like that first piece that was just cut out, I like to cut out the inside portion so that you don't have a lot of fusible buildup. When you have all of your pattern pieces cut out, now is the time to choose the fabrics that you would like to use. I like to lay everything on the particular fabric that I'm going to use, and that way when I go to my ironing board, I have everything already set up. Now you're just going to fuse all of your pieces onto the appropriate fabric. Make sure that you're ironing these to the wrong side of the fabrics that you choose. When you have all of your pattern pieces fused to the appropriate fabric, now is the time to cut them out directly on the drawn line. Next, you're going to lay your guide sheet underneath your applique press sheet. You're going to choose piece number 1, peel the paper backing off. You can see that there's shiny fusible on the back, and you're going to use your guide sheet to press this particular piece in place. And then you're going to choose piece number 2, do the same thing, peel the paper backing off, lay it down exactly where it needs to go using your guide sheet, and press in place. You don't want to press too long or too hot, because if you do, it will cause the fusible to be absorbed into your fabric too much. For this little vine piece, I know that I want to wrap it around the neck of the gourd, so I didn't fuse the top of the gourd down yet. That allows me to slip it over and get it exactly where I need it to be. Once I have it exactly where I need it to be, now I will fuse it in place. Continue on with the rest of your pieces. Once you have all of your pieces in place, you're going to let them cool on your applique press sheet, and then you're going to gently peel your whole design off of your applique press sheet. Be careful because you want all of your pieces to stay together. Next, you're going to take your background fabric and you're going to lay it on your ironing surface and fold it into quarters and finger press it so that you can find exactly where their center point is. This allows you to line your gourd up exactly in the center of this block and then iron it in place. This is a 12.5 by 12.5 inch piece of fabric. Now you're ready to stitch all of your pieces down using either a blanket stitch, satin stitch, or decorative stitches on your machine. I hope these tips will help you in your next applique project. For more information on my patterns, you can go to hissyfitsdesigns.com.